Hey, what's up, y'all? We got booted off, but we're back. We're back. Thomas Dyer, I see you. Lisa Mitchell, thanks for coming back. We apologize. Um, I guess someone didn't like what we were saying. Um, Nia, how you doing? Just waiting for AJ to come back in. Hello, y'all. Um, we're just trying to continue the show. Said Facebook kicked us off. I guess they didn't like the truth that was coming out of our mouths, and speaking on issues in the Black community. Um, so just give us a hot second. I hope everybody is. I hope everybody is trying to survive the shut-in. If you still have to go to work, if you still got to go to work, I hope y'all being safe. I hope y'all are being safe. I don't know where everybody at. But I want to welcome y'all. So we were talking about earlier. We were talking about earlier. The district attorney and and Black politics and Black people having definitely a political agenda, having a political agenda, and questioning their politicians and their, on having addressing the issues and needs of the community. Um, and that's what we was actually discussing. So, and then all of a sudden, Facebook says goodbye.
So we were talking about people not speaking up. Here's the problem. So um we don't never speak up until it affects us directly. We don't speak up. We wait till then. We don't speak up when the outrage when it's happening and something needs to be done. Like for instance, what's going on at the hospital? Just real quick. So there's not enough people really. There's no real outrage about it. But today, an elected official sister went to the hospital over the weekend, and they might have symptoms, and they couldn't get tested, and they didn't get no kind of assistance. They sent the person home, and then the ambulance had to pick them up and bring them back again, and they sent them home again, and eventually they went to Lawrence, and Lawrence is treating them right now.
Well, he should have went to
So
Lawrence in the first place.
that's true. But the point is, though, there was outrage in the message that went out today. Why does it have? Why do we have to wait to it directly affect? Like, if I see something happening to somebody else, and you don't say nothing because you feel like it doesn't directly affect you, then you only speak up when it directly affects you. Or with the senseless gun violence, that's what everybody's saying. Like, we all need to be outraged about all the senseless gun violence, but a lot of people won't speak up until it hits their doorstep and one of their family members is gunned down. Now they're outraged. But where was the outrage when it was happening to other people's kids? As a community, this is symptomatic of the whole community. This is what we do. We do not come together and fight together. We only speak up when it directly affects us. And when you see something else happening, and I've been plenty of times I've been saying this, we're going on our 6-year anniversary coming up in a couple of months. Yo, people, this is what I always hear. Oh, that's Peekskill. Oh, that's White Plains. Oh, that's Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? But it affects all of us. If it happens anywhere, it affects all of us. And that's the problem. Or even in Mount Vernon, that's Fleetwood. Oh, that's the South Side. That's the Heights. We do not stand together. We do not demand what we deserve, and we settle for what they give us. And it's never going to change. And criminal justice and systematic racism in the police department and anything else that's going on, it is never going to change if everybody keeps sitting on their ass and they're afraid to say something or they're just too lazy to say something. That's all I gotta say. I'm sorry for the rant, but I'm just tired of people complain on Facebook, but they don't do nothing about it.
What Stephanie's fault is this? The incident that happened in Newburgh? Hey Stephanie, no. What happened in Newburgh?
Yeah, what happened in Newburgh? When I was talking about happened in Mount Vernon Hospital today, I mean this weekend, but what happened in Newburgh?
No, Steph, this is we don't know what happened in Newburgh, but
yes, please enlighten us. Please send
maybe
us.
you want to enlighten us what happened in Newburgh. But
yes.
Waiting for Stephanie to respond in the group. Dude, I said it earlier, man. Until we look at all this as a collective, and until we really come together, man, we're gonna be going in circles, man. We're gonna go in circles. Hey, Donna. Hey, yep, we're trying to be safe. Thank you. We're gonna go in circles. I mean, like what? I mean, like what else you gonna say? After a while, it's just like, do people really care? And some people just don't give a damn as long as they getting a check, right?
And that's what's frustrating.
They don't give a shit.
That's what's frustrating.
We acting like they give a shit. They don't give a shit.
And that's what's frustrating. And people expect us to go and fight these fights that they're not willing to fight for themselves. And I'm gonna tell you, we're not gonna be fighting for you if you're not willing to fight for your own cause. I'm a little tired of I'm a little tired of getting the retaliation for your cause because I stood up for you, and then I turn around and you're not even standing up for yourself.
Listen, man, I told a couple people, "No, man, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that." I said, "Yo, man, put the press conference together. I'll be there."
Right. We wait for about 5 or 10 press conferences that we supposed to be at.
I'm like, yo, dude, put the press conference together. I will be there. I'll be standing right by your side, supporting you. But don't think I'm going to put all this shit together for you, and then you get what you need, and then be like, yo, man, that dude Damon, man, he's full of shit. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it before. I see them. They still out there. They still out there. So that's not, so that's not even part of the program. But I will continue.
Hector said people need to be there for the cause, not because.
Exactly. Exactly, Hector. Exactly. But unfortunately, it's not like that. And we're dealing with a society that's that way. And hopefully, this is God's soft reboot. Because if this don't work, God's going to give us a hard reboot soon.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
He's going to give us a hard reboot. And if we don't get it right and understand what we're dealing with, yeah. Hey, what's up, brother Lat? What's up, brother? God bless you too, brother. God bless you too, man. I hope
Peace,
you're
peace.
safe.
Yeah.
I hope you being safe. So, it is what it is. I don't stress it. But we have to. Dr. Bob, you look like you're in deep thought, brother.
Absolutely.
No, I'm
that need profile.
It's all a performance, y'all. I'm just trying to appear engaged. Number one,
right. That and he profiling because I keep seeing him like checking himself in the mirror in the camera, like he just like he profiling.
No, I'm listening. I agree with y'all fully. It's unfortunate because it feels like we especially have tilled this ground before, and despite all of our efforts, we've only yielded very limited fruit.
Whoa! Can I interrupt? Stephanie answered. It was two brothers quarreling, and they had guns. The police were called, and they claimed it was on the body camera. One of the brothers allegedly pistol whipped a cop. So in self-defense, they shot one and killed him, and the other one survived. The attorney general is investigating. The next day, people were rioting in the streets. When was this exactly? When was this exactly?
When was this?
I actually think, I remember hearing about this in the past week, that there was riots. Yeah.
Yes, sir, lad. Yes, sir. We must connect more. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Up there go the comments again, Damon. They finally coming back up on the screen.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let us when was it?
Hold on, I'm looking it up now.
Well,
we were that definitely wasn't what we were talking about, but that it needs to be talked about.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Well, listen. Unfortunately for Black people, there's a questionable shooting in New York every 6 months. Some go reported, some go before. She said this week it's on Channel 12 News. All right, thanks. We're going to check it out and see what's going on. And listen, Newburgh. One thing about Newburgh, they don't play, man. I was up there when there was a young brother that got shot, and matter of fact, me and Kenny went up. Me and Kenny went up, and we spoke at the rally up there in Newburgh. And let me tell you, they were ready to tear it up there, man, to the point we was like, yo, let's get up out of here, man. These cats is about to get busy. Like they was I was like, man, please. We about an hour away from home too. Well, Newburgh only 20 minutes for me now. But back then, I was like, yo, let's get up out of here, man. But they were ready to tear it up there. And I think one of the brothers that was part of the rally, he's now a city council person. Light-skinned brother with dreads. I don't remember his name. But I saw him. He had some confrontation with the police. Gunsmoke.
Yo, okay. you hear that, Bob? Light-skinned brother with dreads, the city councilman. Light-skinned brother's trying to make a comeback.
Well, I don't know. I gotta tell y'all, seems like it's a little too late for me. I've been waiting for that. They tell me the trends is changing every couple of years. There's hope for you, brother. Yo, AJ, I never got one of those compliments you got the other day. When that happens, I'll know that all the forecasts have in fact come to pass.
Well, yo, I just before we go, because I don't know how long it's been on.
He got arrested. The city councilman got arrested. They arrested the city councilman. Wow. Man, listen, Black city councilmen just don't get no respect. They get arrested, threatened, punched in the back of the head. They just get no respect. If they don't like you, man, they just don't like you. It's just, it ain't no, there's nothing you can do about that, man. God damn. Damn.
Yo, I don't know how long we doing this, but I didn't want to get back. I wanted to get back to the issue what we was originally talking about and dealing with the Scarpino interview. Um, the reason that we're going through all of this, and because most people that do just do the row A all the way. They don't get to know the candidates. They're not really watching the News 12 debates and the Journal News debates and stuff like that. But some of them pay attention to us. So we were interviewing the candidates. We interviewed Mimi Roca. We interviewed him. So this is, and I can't stress this enough. This is the most important race that you have to vote for this year as far as locally, because this will dictate how criminal justice will be for the next 4 years or so. This is we have a district attorney. I'm sorry, I'm a little critical of him, and I don't think that he has done enough as far as corruption, police brutality, and all of that. And I stand by that. We need someone in there who is going to that's going to hold it down and do what it is. We have to have somewhere we can go to. We came from a situation in Mount Vernon where the mayor had a campaign donor who he put in the police department.
Oh, that's AJ. Bob?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here still.
Strong arming people. Mm-hmm. Strong arming people. If they don't give them the contract, they getting ordinance officers coming to give them tickets the next day. They changing reports. So who do you go to? So you can't go to your police department for justice. Your district attorney is supposed to be that. When you can't get justice in City Hall, you can't get justice in your police department. You're supposed to be able to get it in your district attorney. And I'm sorry, this current administration, the previous administration that was here when I came back, Janet DeFiore, these things were not happening in our district attorney's office. So we have to be careful who we vote for. We need to find out who these people are. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but look into all the candidates. Find out who's going to do the best job. Look at their records and stuff. That's what I'm telling you to do. We give away our votes and then we complain on the result afterwards. That's hustling backwards.
Mm-hmm. Well, Stephanie,
we have the opportunity. Huh?
Stephanie asked, did Scarpino ever mention the debate, the live debate?
No, we never even got to that point. But they want to call back because they want to do over, and when we have that conversation, that's going to be the conversation. But no. And from what I understand, the challenge has been made not just on People Before Politics, all over the place, and hasn't been accepted yet. Because I heard other people were trying to put a debate together, and they have not heard a response back yet.
Okay. Dwayne Van Norton, what's up, my brother Dwayne? He says, who can we trust?
Well, there's two things. First off, I don't believe we can trust any politician. I'm gonna keep it real. But when the politician, the elected official, is not doing their job, then it is our job to then make them do their job, to put pressure on them. We don't do that. That's first off. Secondly, you got to look at the records of the people. And I'm sorry, we have, even in the situations we don't have no good, we got to pick the best of the worst. I mean, one is better than the other. One is either not doing the job now or is doing the job. If you're happy the way criminal justice has been for the last 4 years and you think he's doing a good job, vote for him. If you feel that all these cases, all these situations there have been no prosecutions and nobody held accountable, then you don't vote for him. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Stephanie asked, what is he scared about?
That's a good question. He, you know, in 2015 or whenever it was when he was running, Reggie Lafayette, Ernie Davis, all of them walked him around and shook hands and everything, and they basically let everybody know this is our boy, and then everybody voted for him and got behind him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, I don't think that he can handle confrontation. That he really is built for that fight. This was kind of given to him. You know what I'm saying? And because it was given to him, he ain't got to work for it.
Mm.
He ain't. It's not like if you don't earn something, if you bust your behind to earn something, you're gonna do everything you can to keep that position. When you have people that hold that have demands and they demand justice and you don't do it, they're gonna get you out. You're going to do it to keep your job. But if we're gonna just go row eight all the way, no matter what, and the Democratic Party is gonna just nominate you because you're the incumbent, and that means they're gonna be pushing your talking points and all that everything, then you don't really have to work for it. And then
The reason,
Go ahead,
huh?
Bob.
yeah, I was going to say that the reason that DA Scarapino might be somewhat apprehensive is because of debating his chief competitor, former federal prosecutor Mini Roca, is because really what has occurred is that there has been a paradigm shift in the requirements of the district attorney's office since his previous election. District Attorney Scarapino has followed the traditional model that focuses on street crime as the principal way of providing judicial services, if you will, to the Black community. Until recently, the unstated assumption has been the main source of problems in the Black community lies with low-level street crime. And what we have seen in the past couple of years is that there's an increased recognition and a growing national outcry against the way in which the police are not, the policing policies are contributing to massive social injustices in the form of the expansion of the criminal, criminal justice and criminal whatever prison industrial complex is what I was trying to say. But beyond that, I think people are also beginning to realize, because of the repeated failures of our leadership, that very often white collar crime underlies the lack of broader municipal services in the Black community and the irresponsible use of the precious resources that we have available to us. And so really, if people, when taking into consideration who will make for a good DA who's going to serve the needs of the new demands of the Black community, we need to take into consideration not only are you going to enforce laws against street street crime. It's largely in the Black community, which is largely Black and Latino men are largely the face of. And are you going to prosecute a lot of the white collar crime that is taking place in the exchanges between City Hall and the private sector as a way of ensuring that, our government isn't further hollowed out and our resources aren't siphoned off? And at least if we go on District Attorney Scarapino's record for the past 4 years, it's hard to conclude that he's been as tough on white collar crime under his tenure as he was on petty street crime when he was a judge and had to mete out sentences. AJ, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I muted my phone. There's noise in the background.
All right, cool.
I was going to say, AJ ain't say nothing, man. You been talking.
Right, we seen your mouth move, AJ. You went, what was you, like reciting a lyric or some shit?
I was responding to someone in the house that left and was saying goodbye. But there was a
Okay.
conversation going
Oh,
on somewhat nearby, so I didn't want that to interfere. So I muted myself so the background noises didn't interfere.
Got you.
But
Got you.
Brenda Crump says, "What's that healthy-looking concoction you are drinking, Damon K. Jones?" It's my green drink. It's my green drink. You go on plant-based power, plant-based power. You go on the page, plant-based power, and check out my green drink, or plant-based power 914 on Instagram. You can check that. You can check that green drink out. Listen, go green.
Also, I don't know if you saw earlier. I wanted to let you know Hector also said thank you for the Hector Santiago, and the last one said thank you for the recipes that you post, because he's been picking up some of the ingredients and
Good,
he's following some of the recipes and stuff that you're
good.
doing. He posted that and you didn't see it, and now it's not on this stream. So I wanted to
Yeah,
uplift
yeah.
that
No,
and
I
then say
saw. I think I posted. Yeah. Hey, Hector, man. Well, listen, man. You. I think you got my number, man. Give me a call. You got any questions, man? And I'll send you where to go, and you could get the information yourself, bro. Because we got to build our immune system, man. We got to build. Hopefully, within another couple of months, I will have my diploma in herbal remedies. So I'm taking this real serious. But anyway,
that has a
Dwayne,
lot to do with what we're talking about too, Damon. You
what?
said where the black men at? They ain't healthy.
Well, yeah. I mean, absolutely, absolutely. Dwayne Van Norton says these politicians talk a good game when running, but when in office, things change. Yeah, that's politics, brother. But the thing is, once you voting. See, nobody talks about it. Voting is part of the political process, right? It's just not you just go and
And then go
vote
to sleep for 4 years. Yeah.
and then you just go about your merry business for 4 years. No, you give your vote. Your vote means something, right? Your vote is valuable, right? Your vote is valuable. Stephanie Swan says your body is your temple. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Your vote is valuable. When you give somebody your vote, right? That vote gives you the obligation to hold that person the accountable. To hold that person accountable for your vote. Dwayne also says you have to research these politicians. Absolutely right.
And that's
That's part of your vote also. Is
and we try to make it easy for you too by presenting them and asking them the questions that y'all want to hear the answers to, that y'all won't get, that nobody else is going to ask them. But y'all have to take this and use and make informed decisions afterwards.
Absolutely. I mean, you should be before you go to that election booth, right? You should research every person that you're gonna pull that lever for. And you don't have to pull the lever for if you don't know who they are. Right. And I'm telling people straight up, if you don't know who the hell that person is, you didn't read their website, you didn't see a video of them on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, you didn't see them in a debate or anything like that, then don't vote for them. You ain't obligated just to put the circle on there just because they're part of the party line. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you don't know who you're voting for, do not give them your damn vote. I mean, listen. If your vote was a woman, she just don't open up her legs for anybody, right? You gotta be courted. You gotta be taken out. You gotta be taken to dinner to get your vote, to get the cookies, right? It's the same way. It's the same process, man. You don't give up your vote just to anybody. You protect it. Y'all women know what I'm talking about. You just don't be. I hope y'all ain't just sleeping around with anybody. You just, you protect it just like you protect the stuff. And when you give it to the person, they deserve it. At least at that time. They deserve it. You have to think, you got to think like that. This is your vote. This is your vote. You just don't give it to anybody. You don't give it to anybody. Come on, people. Come on, black people. The way says,
Absolutely.
hey, Damon, here in Texas, they had at the voting polls that had 7 machines for Dems and 16 for Republicans. Yo, man, Texas is just a whole nother planet. Texas is just a whole nother planet, brother. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, they do things different in Texas. You know, I mean, we do some crazy stuff, but Texas, man, you know, those Republicans. Yeah, I know when Obama was in, they was trying to turn Texas blue. You know, they was working hard on it, but you know, whatever happened with that, it is what it is. But yo, man, y'all just don't give up your vote that easy, man. Just don't, you know. I know the tricks. You know, you walk to the voting booth and they give you a little palm card and they give you all the little faces and everybody to vote, and you don't even know who the hell they are.
Wait,
You
but
just
that's not. You know how many times
or whatever.
someone has come up to one of us three and go, "Who should I vote for?" I can't tell you who to vote for, brother or sister.
Listen, I start telling people, if you don't know who to vote for, then you shouldn't vote. You shouldn't vote. If you don't know who to vote for, you shouldn't vote.
Now, and
If I don't
and voting.
I don't vote for people. If I don't shit, I'm not giving up my vote. I don't know who the hell you are. You ain't getting my vote. Nope. Absolutely not.
Now,
You
now
thought
what
y'all
you would say?
think I voted for
Okay.
some damn Hillary Clinton? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. My vote is too precious just to give a vote for way to somebody that called my children predators. Predators? Absolutely not. I'm not that forgiving with my vote. See, we need to start thinking, and this is not anti-Semitic. We need to start thinking like Jewish people. They vote in the block. They do a check off. What have you done for us lately?
And they make you come see them, and
Exactly.
you need to court them. You need to tell them what you need. The elected official candidates have to go to the Jewish community and be like, "What do you want? What can we do for your vote?" And
I
they
know
have
it's
to.
true because politicians has told me.
Good.
So our people just don't care about voting. Unfortunately, it's sad. Yeah, it is.
And that's
It,
why why we get the results we get, because listen, your candidate needs votes to get into office. And if y'all ain't gonna vote, I'm not gonna pay y'all no damn mind. I'm gonna pay attention to the people who voted, because you need the votes to get in. So, and if you got a group of people, you know, the black people have been blindly loyal to the Democratic Party that has not done anything for them in decades, and it does not matter. And they keep putting the same people back in office, and they keep complaining about the results. And the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
mm-hmm.
But and we've had this conversation. Is not the first time. Not the first election and the first time we've had this conversation, and it's not the first time this conversation has been had in the black and brown communities. But how many people get it? It is your responsibility, and voting is part one. After the elected official is in, then you have to engage with that elected official throughout the time that they're in office. You have to push them to do what's right, because there's going to be some stuff that need to be done that they might want to do, but they got other people they got to deal with. You have to put pressure on them. You have to make them do it. Anything that has been done for us as a people has never been done because it was the right thing to do. It's because people sacrificed, they protest, they fought to change legislation. They They did something for it. They didn't just give it to us. We're gonna just pull. How many black people voted for Obama thought black people was gonna be straight from that point on? Oh, we good. We got a black president. There was rap songs made about the black president. Everybody was joking about, we got a black president. Didn't stop the killing of black people by police. That didn't stop. Didn't stop a lot of the conditions. A lot of the conditions we're still facing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. So
Ramaposa School District is a prime example. Stephanie Swan, you are absolutely right.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can't, you know what? But you can't be mad at them. You can't
Right.
be, look, you cannot be mad at anyone or any group who comes together for their interests of their people.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they are doing what they're supposed to do.
Stephanie
Whether
says,
or not whether we agree with their policy preferences is one matter, but you are supposed to organize the members of your community in order to vocalize with the greatest force possible what your policy preferences are.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I mean, perhaps we should take a note from the playbook of other groups who may be a little bit more successful.
Well, hey, listen, man. You know, just like I said all the time, is that, you know, we have to we have to have our, you know, we have to have our agenda. Like if you talk to a politician, like there's things you should be asking, right? You should be asking, one, what is their agenda to strengthen the black family? Two, what is their agenda to strengthen black businesses in their neighborhood? Three, what is their agenda on education of our black children, black curriculum? Four, what is their agenda on criminal justice reform and the criminal justice system? And five, what is their agenda to create more black employment? These are five simple questions that black people should ask their politicians before you vote. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science to do that. To ask, what is your positions on this? So when you go in that voting booth and you fill in that circle or you pull that lever, you actually know what you're voting for. It's not taboo to say what are you going to do for black people? It's not taboo because every other ethnic group does it. We're the only ones that don't do it. We're the only ones that don't do it. So it's not taboo. We shouldn't be scared. Hey, Cookie. Anita Fenner says, no, you can't. So maybe we need to figure out how to bring our people together. Well, we got to bring them together under agenda. That's going to be for everybody. You got to have an agenda.
Stephanie Swan said, what do we think about the candidates running for Nia Lowey's congressional seat for District 17? So far, we've actually interviewed two of the candidates, Mondeer Jones and Asha Castleberry. We're going to, there are three other candidates. The interviews got canceled because of the coronavirus situation. Allison Fine, Evelyn Farkas, and Catherine Parker. We will be scheduling those interviews, even if we have to do them online like this over the next couple of weeks. I've only really had a conversation. I get to know the people by getting them on a microphone across from me. I've only had that conversation with two of them. So I can't speak intelligently on all of them yet. But we do have 3 more scheduled that we have to reschedule over the next couple of weeks, and there's a couple more that are trying to schedule with us. So I don't know. I know it's a heated race. I know it's heated. Um, but we have to do, and I encourage everybody, look up the candidates, go to their websites. We try to give you that information. Go to their websites, see what they're talking about, see who's endorsing them, see what they've done up until this point. And if you think that they got the criteria for that position, then you vote for
I mean, I'm going to add that I think a lot of times when people are making decisions about who to vote for, they're relying on the judgments and recommendations of third parties like newspapers or civic organizations. And the one thing that I will say is that I am a God in the room leftist. And I partly take my cues from the broader leftist community here in the United States that has a vision of social justice and is a bit more attuned to candidates who are likely to share that vision and willing to take the risk, have the courage to try to implement it. I mean, I will say, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being a mainstream Democrat. But the thing that makes my heart flutter is more left-wing progressive Democrats. And in this regard, I think, AJ, am I wrong? That Damon, am I wrong that Brother Jones received the endorsement of a number of progressive national Democratic organizations? I think maybe Justice might have endorsed Brother Jones. I could be mistaken. I don't see you guys, so I don't hear you. Damon, AJ, hello, hello, hello.
Oh shit! All right. Yo, where the hell everybody go? Where everybody go? Well, I'm back. I don't know where everybody went. I had to go upstairs. I thought they were still talking. I thought they were still talking. Anybody say intermission? Y'all got jokes. Y'all got jokes. Huh? I had to go upstairs. I left these guys talking. I left these guys talking and they're gone. Well, I'm back. I had to run upstairs. Hold on. AJ's back.
So I got boot.
guys talking.
So you left to go upstairs.
I left these guys talking, and they're gone. You gotta turn it
You,
down. You gotta turn it down, AJ.
oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. You left to go upstairs. I got booted off. Bob was eventually saying, "Right, guys? Right, guys? Hey." And then I guess he signed off. So it's like, yo. But what he was saying to answer his question, his last question was about Mondier getting endorsements. Yes, Mondier got the endorsement of Elizabeth Warren, and with a representative Presley, he got the endorsement of both of them and several other people as well. So that's what Bob was talking about. Sammy Rivera, who's running for the 16th district, which is Elliot Ingles' seat, he said, "Great job on Scarpino the other day, guys. Neither party likes it when a lot of people are engaged. The less people are involved in the electoral process, the better it is for them. As a law enforcement officer, veteran, and longtime Democrat, I feel that Latinos and African American voters are taken for granted by the Democrats because they feel they don't have to work for our vote that hard." I 100% agree with you,
I agree.
and that is exactly what it is we were just talking about. Um, we were just talking about that exactly. And we have to, but we can't blame anybody else but ourselves. If we do not get engaged, no one is going to take us serious. We have
Right.
to give them a reason to take us serious, and that is getting engaged. That's showing up at the debates. That's listening to them sending them questions when they have their. Right now, you don't even got to go places. They're having digital town halls now. You can be in your living room like you are right now and watch and ask questions. I mean, they're making it easy for you right now thanks to Corona. You ain't got to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So follow the
Absolutely.
candidate that you like. Follow them on Twitter. Find out where they're going to be. Find out when they're going to be speaking. Listen to see what it is that they got to say. When you get in when you can, get your questions in. And a lot of them have websites where you can go and you can even engage them that way through their websites. There's a question part where you can click and send them a comment or a question. Ask the questions of the candidates, and then watch the debates. See who doesn't answer what. Like for instance, everybody who saw the interview on Sunday, what did you think of his responses to the questions on Sunday? That's what's more important. It don't matter what me, Damon, or Bob thought. What you, the viewers who watched on Sunday, what did you think of the Westchester County District Attorney's answers? I want to hear from anybody who saw Sunday. What did you think of his answers, his responses, his comments? Because that's what's important. The vote, you, the voter, what you got out of it, what you saw. Maybe you were pleased with what he said, and if so, then you give him another 4 years. If you were displeased with his answers or felt that he didn't answer or whatever, then you need to find out more about the other candidate and see if they give you some better answers. If they, I mean, so Cookie Alexander Campbell said very vague. That was her response to. Um, she said very vague.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to engage. You can't leave. They take us for granted because they can. Let's be real. They can't. What Damon was saying, the Jewish population, the Italians, the Irish, the seniors, all these other groups of people, every other group of people, they can't take for granted because they don't allow them to take them for granted. You're only taken for granted. You're not taken serious by somebody if you don't give them a reason to take you serious. It's like women, that guy that tried to talk to you in school, or that young guy, he's a clown. You ain't taking him serious because he ain't give you no reason to take him serious. That's the same thing.
Mhm.
Does Asha Castleberry does it daily on her Facebook page? Does
Yeah,
what daily?
she does like she speaks to the
Oh, okay. And then that's your time to engage her. To ask her, that's your time to. There's a comment section. You put the comments in. She doesn't answer them, then that's your answer too. If she answered them in the way that you're pleased, then that's who you vote for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's that process we all individually have to That is our responsibility. And you know, that whole the right to vote thing is just not, it's cool. You just go there, you just pull some buttons, you go row A all the way. You get the little sticker now, but they didn't do that before. Now they finally doing stickers in Westchester. You get the little sticker and you show everybody I voted. But yo, did you really vote? Did you put anything into that? Did you look into the candidates that you voted for?
Cookie said,
Um,
Cookie says that's what I thought. He was very he was very vague, but some questions I guess he couldn't answer.
I thought
And
he was evasive and seemed like a paid candidate.
yeah. Well, I mean, look, and see, and when you get and those are and if when you get those feelings, you know, I'm not telling who you to vote for, but when you get feelings like that and you think the politicians are being truthful to you, so you absolutely know what to do with yourself, right? So you know, and this is what we try to do with the people before politics show. That's why it's called People Before Politics, because we have to get people have to get a feeling of who the politicians are, and this is why some Democrats are told not to come on our show. Some people don't want to come on our show, and then. And then some people, before they get elected, they come on our show. But when they get elected, they don't come on our show because
Absolutely.
they think our attitude is going to change just because they are elected. You know, like there are those politicians that we feel are, you know, doing the best they could do in that position. We get that. But it's always like, you know, just like Dr. Martin Luther King, you know, you always want to agitate. Sometimes you always want to push them to do better, or to come to a middle ground when you have issues that you think or we think that people need to be addressed. So you know, this is what it's all about. So I mean, you know, I'm just saying, man, y'all have to treat your vote, you know, like it's like y'all virgins, man, and y'all just don't give it up to anybody, right? You don't want to give your vote up to just anybody. That person gonna have to court you, right? They're gonna have to make you feel special. And if they're not doing that, you know, then you don't need to give them your vote. Um uh Sammy says Scarpino was pathetic, undeserving as elected official. That was the reason why he must go. When the people that you serve feel that you are part of the overall corruption of the county, then you must go. The DA must be on reproach. Exactly. Exactly. And the district. Listen, let me. Here's what I meant to say before, right? And for everybody that's listening, right? Have you ever heard of a DA proving someone's innocent? Have you ever heard of a district attorney announcing they are not filing cases against somebody? You only hear district attorneys talk about how many people they put to jail or how many convictions they have. But you never hear the district attorney talk about how many people that they saw that this arrest and they said that these people were innocent, right? When we talk about justice, right, there's scales. When you look at Lady Justice, right, she's blindfolded, then she has scales, right? The scales of justice. If it's gonna usually, my elder Roger Abel said, never put the scales at the same because they're not, right? One outweighs the other because the scales of justice is never equal when it comes to Black people. According to Roger Abel, he's the author of the book Black Shields. He gives the history of Black law enforcement in the NYPD. Very good book for all those who want to have a good read about the Black struggle in NYPD. But you never hear it. So there's innocence and there's guilty in the scales of justice. But but nobody talks about the innocence when it comes out of the district attorney's office. They always talk about the guilty, and I think that's something that we need to always remember. 70 Squad says never, absolutely, and then she says, "I am a Libra. My sign is the scales." All right, now I ain't messing.
That's why I don't mess with. That's why I don't mess with no Libras. Now I'm just playing.
But hey, listen, we've been doing this for 2 hours, man, and that's as long as the show. But I'm gonna thank everybody. I don't know what happened to the intro; it disappeared. But hey, listen, I ain't even stressing it right now. But I want everybody. I hope y'all enjoy what we was talking about, and we gave y'all some type of insights on what we need to do as a people to address the district attorney's office, to address how politics rule our lives every day. So and that's about it.
I thank everybody for tuning in, dealing with the technical difficulties. Again, that's I asked the question for the reason. What did y'all get from the interview? Because that means more than anything that I perceived in the interview. Me, Damon, or Bob. What you perceived, and in your comments were not favorable, and that means more than anything that I can say. It is our job to get the people there, to ask them the tough questions, and then it's your job to interpret what are they telling the truth? Are they good? Are they authentic? Or how you feel about them? And then you take that into the ballot box with you. So remember, this is a very important election. We're going to try to do our part to bring you all the candidates. I'm going to reshare them over and over and over. So if you missed them, you can see them. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Bob. Bob said he tried to check back in, but he couldn't get in. He said he went to get something to eat. Oh, there he goes. He said he was going to get a bite to eat or something. We're doing a little wrap up.
Since I offered up an excuse, here's the evidence.
So we were doing a brief wrap up. So any last words of why they should vote, and the interview or anything like that?
I mean, I'll just echo what you guys have been saying. There is no elected official whose decisions have a more palpable impact on our everyday lives. The problem of criminal justice and police misconduct and brutality is one of the overarching social justice issues that unites the Black community in dissatisfaction with our criminal justice system today. And, I think it is fair for everyone to consider where the two main contenders in this year's DA's race stack up in terms of the priorities and shifting priorities of the Black community. And if you do some review, then, I think you fulfilled your obligation to make sure whoever's in there is going to have a vision of social justice that moves beyond just merely locking up young brothers, Latino, African American, and even some young sisters who may, out of desperation, be on the street corners, engaging in criminal activities of one kind or the other that we should not accept. But we know that it's going to take more than just locking people up to get rid of that problem.
Yeah, you cannot arrest or prosecute these problems away.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not.
And when you attempt to do so, what you get is a prison industrial complex that's the largest in the world, larger than even that of totalitarian states that we like to denounce as anti-democratic and inhumane.
And I just want to let everybody know that what they see running across the screen, that's the information to our Instagram page, and our Twitter page is PBP Radio. Just PBP Radio. The Instagram has PBP Radio Show. follow us. And until next time, I'm out. I don't have nothing else to say.
Yeah, and take this time, man. Read a book. Black people, man, we gotta read books, man. Read books
and get closer to God. Take some time to talk to God. He's trying to get your attention.
and eat a lot more fruits and vegetables. God's in your vegetables.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Stay your ass in the house.
Word, y'all stay in the crib. Hey, listen, and I have to say, man, we hear very disquieting reports of family and friends in the city of Mount Vernon and beyond who we love, who find themselves right now struggling to hold on for life.
That's
and
right.
Every time we walk out the door, we better be weigh whether or not the risk is worth it. I mean, we got to come outside for some things. I went and helped my mom and my stepdad out this morning, but you know.
Well, that's even when you keep the distance, the 6 to 8 feet. I try to keep 10, 12 feet, but
yeah. I went. I went
you
to
doubling up on them, AJ.
I went
doubling
to
up on them. Yeah,
double up.
Yeah, I went to the vitamin shop and got some herbs and stuff, but that was about it. And I brought my behind home. And I'm about to make me some tea, put some herbs in it, and eat me a salad. You know.
All right, very good, brothers. Well, listen, man. There are lots of issues for us to talk about, so I look forward to joining you guys on air again. You let me know when. We'll talk about
Absolutely.
that.
And I think we're working out Tasha Diaz to come on and give us an update what she's doing. She's doing big things right now, man. I'm telling you, man, she's delivering food. She's making masks for people. She,
absolutely.
I mean, we have to showcase what she's doing because I think it's phenomenal, and she needs to be shouted out for, man. You know.
Yeah. So we need to hold our elected officials' feet to the fire, and we need to applaud them when they're doing something good.
Exactly. If you're doing great, we're going to applaud you. It's not a problem, man. It's just not a problem. So, all right, y'all, we out.
All right, AJ.
Peace.